Guys, I can't believe it. I forgot to record the microphone audio. Oh my god. Ah, damn OBS, you kill me. You make my life so difficult. Why can't you just auto-detect the sources and record those? Oh my god. But in this episode, guys, yeah, as I said, the microphone didn't record. My fault, purely my fault. Rookie YouTubing errors. So yeah, I'm going to post-com over the video. Hopefully you guys still enjoy it. This is a great episode. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. I make sure I will double, triple check that future episodes are not like this. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode anyway. And let's get into it. Hello guys, welcome to another episode of the Watford 20 career mode. Hope you guys are all doing well. If you haven't checked out the last episode, go check it out. What are you doing here? We had a big episode where we had 3 huge games in the Premier League and then the final one in the EFL Cup, the semi-final. So go check it out, see if we made it to the final. I'll pause, I'll wait for you guys to go check it out and then let me know when you're back. Alright, now that you're back, you would have seen that we made it through to the EFL Cup final, which I'm super gassed about. It's our first final as Watford, so I'm super excited about that. But before we get all of that, we've got some more Premier League games to go to see if we can get further up the table. And then we also start our knockout adventure in the Europa League in this episode. So I'm super excited about that game too against Wolfsburg. So guys, make sure to subscribe if you're not already to the channel so you don't miss out on any of these games. We're getting to the crucial part of this season. So I'm really like looking forward to this, and I hope you guys are too. So I don't want you to miss out on any of the episodes. But enough waffling, enough talking. Let's quit this. Let's jump into this first game against Newcastle. Alright, so here we are at St James's Park, one of my favourite Premier League stadiums, I have to say. Obviously, Newcastle are a very good team in this little career mode save. They've had a good, we've had good games against them, so I'm sure we'll have a tough battle against them today. But you know what? The way we've been playing recently, I think we should be able to beat them. We've been playing well, and hopefully we can bring that form into this game. But yeah, 10 minutes in, Frank Kessie, who's come into that Jonathan Ikone role since his departure for Paris Saint-Germain, but Valverde picking up the ball here, getting it through to Iñaki Williams, who finishes beautifully first time past the Newcastle goalkeeper there. I think it was with his left foot there. I haven't seen many left-footed finishes, but it was a great run from Valverde, running straight into the heart of the Newcastle defence. Yeah, it was with his left foot there, Iñaki Williams. And yeah, he slotted past the goalkeeper and he's moved on to, I think that was 12? Or did I misread that? But he's finally climbing up those ranks in Iñaki Williams in terms of his Premier League goals. Don't think he'll be getting to last season standards, but he's our number 1 striker and he's proving that again this season. But yeah, an early goal in this game is huge. But Newcastle look threatening here on the break, straight from the kickoff, and they get the ball into the box, and it is Mario Mandzukic. What on earth is he doing at Newcastle? But he finds himself in the box. It was a great cross. I think Rob Holding, just got caught under the ball. And yeah, there was Mario Mandzukic able to guide his header down into the ground. And Ramsdale, unfortunately, couldn't keep it out. But yeah, no sooner had we scored, we conceded. But yeah, that was pretty much it for the first half, really. We didn't really create too much. It was all action for about 2 minutes and then it stopped. But in the second half, Hakim Ziyech for us picks the ball up. Swerves past a couple of men and absolutely buries the ball in the corner. It was a fantastic bit of individual play, just turning and twisting past the Newcastle defenders. None of them were able to get anywhere near him. You could see how gassed I was in the reaction when I was recording this. It was a fantastic goal. And yeah, he's really starting to show now how much of an asset he can be to this team. Maybe now that Jonathan Ikone is gone, he sees himself as, the number 2 star. And maybe that's kind of helping in terms of contributing to his performances. But yeah, we kind of just controlled the ball after that. Newcastle didn't really cause us any more problems. And you see there, we scored an absolute worldie with Hakim Ziyech. We were just giving him all the praises a little earlier after his first goal to make it 2-1. But this goal was just sublime, man. Like, this whole season I've been talking about waiting for that goal where Hakim Ziyech just bends one in the top bins from outside the box. And here it is. Just takes his time, then bends it around the goalkeeper. Newcastle goalkeeper had absolutely no chance. See this one in slow motion here. Look at that. The ball just bounces up and he just curls it beautifully past the Newcastle goalkeeper, and makes it 3-1, and a brace for him in this game, moving him up to 7 Premier League goals. So he's got a decent return now in the Premier League as well. But yeah, we turn towards the end of the game now, and Newcastle tried to push on, but it just left a bit too much space in behind. And Kessie, who's got mad energy, was breaking there away from Newcastle's corner and was able to slot the ball past the goalkeeper and make it 4-1. Probably one of our biggest away wins. Let me know. I can't even remember. Let me know in the comments if this is our biggest away win of the season. But yeah, it's a huge win. Obviously, as I said at the beginning of this game, we've struggled against Newcastle historically in this career mode, but none of that today. We turned up. Hakim Ziyech turned up, and Kessie, the man who has infinite energy, makes it 4-1. And yeah, what a great ending to the game. And we close out the game here as we get into stoppage time. Valverde trying to break the ball clear. But there we go. There is a full-time whistle, and we do win 4-1 away at Watford. That is not a shabby result, I'd have to say. That's a pretty impressive performance. So although we did concede and we weren't able to keep the clean sheet, we were able to get the win. But before we get into the next game, we have transfer news, dun dun dun, and there you see it. We have purchased Mr. Renato Sanchez. Obviously, in real life, he didn't have the best of times when he did come to England, come to the UK when he played for Swansea. But he's a young 24-year-old midfielder who can play. I think he's got a high attacking and defensive work rate. So he's really got a lot of energy in that midfield, which is what I think I need. One, so that I can rotate the squad, but also to kind of provide some of that goal threat as well as defensive stability that Jonathan Okone did provide us. And he wasn't super expensive. I think we paid something like between 15 and 20 million for him, which I thought was not bad for a 24-year-old central midfielder who we know of and we know is a decent player. So I thought that was a pretty shrewd purchase, and I'm sure he'll play a big role to play in this second half of the season, particularly with the Europa League. But we do also have another player. Now, OG fans of the career mode will know that we put Leon Bailey on our shortlist a long time ago, and he was just working out a bit too expensive. But because of the sale of Jonathan Okone and Matteo Guendouzi, we had some money, and I thought, you know what, Leon Bailey is a player I've wanted for a while because he can play on that left wing and the right wing. He was a little bit expensive. I think we paid something around the likes of like 45 million or 50 million, I think, for him, something like that. Might have been a little bit more, but I think he was a worthwhile purchase. But we'll see if he makes his debut in this next game against Manchester United. Again, Manchester United, we have definitely struggled against. They're kind of one of our bogey teams. Like, I know how we are Man City's bogey team, but Manchester United really are. And Jesse Lingard in particular, he is just the bane of my life in this career mode. Like, I don't know what juju juice Jesse Lingard's been having in this career mode, but yeah, he's different level. Yeah. And we see him there picking up the ball and just like breezing past my players, flicking the ball around his corner, and they're just absolutely getting past Rob Holding. And he squares the ball into Karim Benzema, who's just recently signed for Manchester United. But yeah, then again, I was saying, man, Jesse Lingard, like, I don't know what this guy's been drinking. But yeah, he just absolutely bodies Rob Holding and was able to square the ball in there to Karim Benzema, who makes it 1-0. And yeah, we just haven't started well, and the rest of the first half, I got to say, was just pretty shambolic from us as we get into the second half here, and we give away a very poor free kick. I don't think it was a free kick at all. I'm not sure what the referee was smoking there, but it is crossed into the box, and it is Chris Smalling who towers above his defender, and it was, I got to say, it was a ridiculous cross, and it was an even more ridiculous finish. Ramsdale, unfortunately, wasn't able to stop the ball going in. But yeah, Chris Smalling's obviously come back to Manchester United from his loan spell at Roma. But yeah, this cross was like ridiculous. I'm not sure what FIFA's playing out with crosses like that, but it was a good header, fair play. But yeah, Ramsdale maybe could have been doing better. But yeah, that Manchester United curse seems to be haunting us yet again as we 2-0 down with about 20 minutes to go, and yeah, they're pretty much all over us here as Jesse Lingard again ball rolls nicely past Rob Holding, just leaves him for dead, gets the ball into Matic, who squares it to Kamano, who goes to shoot. The ball comes back out to Matic, and Matic does make it 3-0. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, by this point in the game I was pretty peed off. I don't know, like after that last game where we scored 4, we played so well, I had such high hopes, and we were just so dead in this game. Like, I don't know what was going on, but things weren't just working out our way, and yeah, I think it was pretty much game over. But Brekalo here managed to get the ball here, trying to get past De Scilia with a bit of jam, getting the ball back, seeing if he can break into the box. And he does get cynically taken out there by De Sciglio and then the other Manchester United defender. I think that was Chris Smalling. He was got tackled twice there, Brekalo, but we do win the penalty. I don't think it was a red card for De Sciglio. I think it was just a yellow, but we do get a penalty. We got about, what, 15 minutes left? It's probably not enough time to come back into the game, as Iñaki Williams does dispatch the penalty. Went to go try to pick the ball up, but Iñaki Williams wanted none of it. He probably already knew the game was over. And yeah, I think that's the same as well. And yeah, as we got towards right at the end of the game, our players, we kind of just gave up a little bit. And Kamano here with a great bit of play, some step overs, squaring the ball into Benzema. And Benzema beating Ramsdale again at his near post. You can see how frustrated I was at this point in the game. Kamano just absolutely did Issa D up there. And yeah, Benzema getting a brace on, I think, on his debut for Manchester United. So, you know, fair play to him. Decent performance. But yeah, we won 4-1 away and now we've gone and lost 4-1 at home. So, pretty sure the Watford fans are a bit confused about what our form is like. But there is the full-time whistle. And I guess those two matches even out, right? 4-1 win away and then a 4-1 loss at home. But a 4-1 loss at home hurts. We can't be losing 4-1 at home against any team, no matter how good they are. So yeah, that one stings a bit. But we got to move on because next up, we have a huge game, and that huge game is in the Europa League. We begin the knockout stages. We obviously had a pretty good group stage, but we weren't able to top the group. But I don't know when the last time Vicarage Road saw knockout European football, so I'm sure the fans will be absolutely gassed for this. I was super excited. Leon Bailey there, you see, making his debut. I didn't think he could make it for the Manchester United game. Didn't want to thrust him into the limelight straight away, but I thought this game would be a great game. I thought it would be quite cagey, so someone like Leon Bailey with his pace would be really, really good. But we see Kessie there, the engine, and Calvin Phillips, who's come in and played a lot more games now since Jonathan Ikone went, and is really proving to be that really great CDM that I need, that every great team needs. But yeah, you can see there all the players pumped up. Max Aarons now, who's made himself a regular at right back. Ramsdale making, I think, his knockout stage debut. And there is our main man Iñaki Williams, captaining the side. He's probably going to be the one that's going to be the biggest threat. Wolfsburg have made some interesting signings. They've got Belotti, Lucas Moura. So they've got a pretty solid side themselves. So I'm sure they will be a tough test. But we're at home, so I think the first kind of milestone for us is going to be trying to make sure that we don't concede an away goal, because we know how important they can be, and try and see if we can take a lead into the second leg. But remembering that we do have the second leg, so if everything doesn't go our way, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, first half, the less said about it, the better. It was very cagey, not many chances made, and honestly, the second half was a lot more interesting, so I didn't want to bore you with some random chances from the first half. But yeah, Wolfsburg starting the second half well. Lucas Moura crossing the ball into the box. We're trying to clear it out, but Iñaki Williams getting caught, and the ball coming straight back at us straight away. Wolfsburg starting the second half with a verve as they pop the ball around nicely at the edge of the box. Eggstein crosses the ball into the box, and Belotti on the volley. I think one of the Wolfsburg players ducked in front of the ball there, which maybe threw the defenders off. But yeah, we can't be letting a striker like Belotti here. I think it was Rob Holding actually, or maybe even Calvin Phillips, who just completely missed the ball. And yeah, no sooner have we started the second half, we find ourselves 1-0 behind, but not for long, as Ziyech gets a crossing from a corner, and Iñaki Williams with a header at the near post makes it 1-1. We talked about at the beginning of the game how important he will be in this fixture and the Europa League remaining. But it's a fantastic header from him, really straining those neck muscles. The Watford fans going crazy, as you can imagine. But it was a great header. We don't see many headed goals, either from corners or from Iñaki Williams, so that really is a rarity. The defenders on their side now, it was their turn to be sleeping. But we get ourselves back into the game, which is huge. And about 5-10 minutes later, Ziyech sets Iñaki Williams through. He has the pace and the composure to get past Gabriel Paulista, and then he slots it past the Wolfsburg goalkeeper to make it 2-1. Iñaki Williams, once again, like, I run out of superlatives for him, man. Once again showing like how important he is for the team. Like I can't imagine what we'd be like if we didn't have a striker as clinical as he is. But great pace and then great composure to cut inside the defender. Thought he overran it a little bit, was a little too close to the goalkeeper, but he had enough space there to just slot the ball underneath the goalkeeper. And yeah, it was only 5 minutes after his initial header did he get the second goal. And yeah, we're 2-1 up. So even though we have conceded, we are currently winning and taking a lead into the second leg. So hopefully we can maintain that as the ball gets sprayed out there to Torvan, and Reguilon was beaten there, and it's given a red card. When during the game when this tackle happened, I was a bit, as you can see from my reaction, I was a bit disappointed. Reguilon got caught with the ball going over the top of his head, and I really didn't want them to get in behind because, you know, I didn't want to give them any chances towards the end of the game. But that means that Reguilon is obviously suspended for the next game, and there is the full-time whistle, which means Messina's probably most likely going to have to come in and deputise at left back. But for the moment, we'll enjoy the win. We take a 2-1 lead into the second leg, which is probably all I could have asked for at the beginning of this game. So you have to make sure you tune in to the next episode to see the second leg of that game against Wolfsburg. But there we have it. That is a game, I guess, of highs and lows. I guess we started really well against Newcastle, but things took a bit of a sour turn when we faced Manchester United. But we'll take that positive from the Europa League game. It was a really, really great win. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch you again on the next one.